Hello church, this is Bolivar from Skaneateles Presbyterian Church. Thank you for watching. And don't worry, I am not really driving. I parked because I had this epiphany and I wanted to share it with you. Yes, I know, we're gonna get there soon. Now, I want you to consider this. This week we are called to explore the covenant of God with Abraham and Sarai. In this covenant, God is telling Abraham that he will have a child. But the covenant was more than having a child. It was about having a legacy. It was about having a relationship with God of trust. Because the promise, even though God said it was not fulfilled until later. So there was a relationship between Abraham, Sarai, and God. One that took a long time to form. So I want you to consider this covenant, this promise, to be more than just a child. And I know childs are precious, but the covenant with God was more than that. It was a covenant of legacy. For Abraham to understand that people will know of him and that his legacy will have no end, because it was accompanied by the legacy of God. And that's what I want you to consider through this video. What are the promises, thinking beyond a child or not having a child? What are the promises, the covenants that God has sealed with you, and how those covenants have ramifications for your own family? Now, if you do not think or cannot think of something, like you can say you don't have a covenant, I want you to ask yourself this question. What are some of the things that are avoiding you or stopping you from listening God's presence in your life? Because make no question about it, God is speaking to you, and He has been speaking to you since your birth and even before. So what are some of the things that are keeping you from hearing God's presence? Is your life, does it have too much noise, outside noise? Are you listening to community of faith? And are you faithfully praying and reading the scripture for God to communicate this knowledge to you? Now, last but not least, have you considered those promises? Perhaps you remember that there was a promise once, but now you don't remember anymore. I want you to ask yourself, why haven't you remember that covenant? See, covenants are like a car. Of course, the covenant of Abraham included a child. But where was this covenant taking us? There was a fulfillment of promises, something that we have to realize. We have to realize that each covenant, each promise is a life-giving event. When we talk about promise, we talk about future. What are some of the covenants of the future that God has given you and your life? Consider how those promises have implications for your family. And if you are not listening to God's call, or you are forgetting, you need to be encouraged to enter into a relationship with God. The story of Abraham and Sarai is a story of reflection, where a bunch of nobodies became the example of resilience for the people of God. I hope that you take this covenant seriously, thinking about how is God talking about your legacy and how this incorporates everything in your life. Church, it has been 5 amazing weeks so far. I hope that you continue doing this study with us. Until next time, be blessed. And yes, we're gonna go.